So I do apologise. For some reason, my phone camera wanted to record everything in a weird way. Every video was like 5 gigabytes, so it basically crashed my phone, and I couldn't put any of the videos in to be edited. So I've basically lost an hour's worth of work, hour and a half's work. So I finished assembling the cylinder head, put the new valve stem seal in, oiled everything up, put the head gasket on, did all the bolts up. There's 2 in the oil push rod gallery, and you do it in 3 stages. So you do what is it? I think it's 14 foot-pound, 18 foot-pound, and 24 foot-pound. You know, you do your crisscross and then just go around again, just check they're all tight. Putting the push rods in was a bit dicky. Had to pull the lock knot off and the grub screw out, and then feed the push rods through the eyelet on the rocker arm, and then put your grub screw and your lock nut back in. Intake valve is 0.15 millimeter, and the exhaust is 0.20 millimeter. There is a bit of give there. You can go, I think it's 10 to 15 on the intake and 15 to 20 on the exhaust. So you set them up, lock them all down. It's a 4mm Allen key and a 12mm ring spinner. Lock it all down. Once you've run it, given it a good heat cycle, let it cool right down. Put it back on compression stroke, so both valves closed. Recheck everything again. So I am sorry, guys. I don't know why. I'd say the youngest one's been playing around with the phone. So yeah, otherwise there's going to be like 60 gig, and it pretty well crashed my phone, so it's a bit of a bummer. So yeah, just made sure the head gasket was clean. I did want to I had some old, it's like an aircraft, not a gasket, well, it's kind of gasket maker, you know, brown shit. I did want to put a bit of that stuff on the push rod gallery, just in case that gasket is blowing out through there, but I didn't have any. I don't know what happened to it. I used to have a bottle of it. It does go hard after like 20 years, so I've probably thrown it out, because it would have been when I had my XD Falcon. I would have last used that. So yeah, so the cylinder head bolts are they're all done up. These are just nipped up. Don't go swinging off them. I just put a bit of old O-ring grease. It's an O-ring seal. It's not torn, it wasn't leaking, so I'll keep that new one as a spare in case it does leak down the track. What else? I've got to go over town. I've got to get some carby cleaner and some contact cleaner. I think while everything's apart, I'll pull all these connectors apart, give them a good clean. Clean that carby up. It is a bit oily on the intake tube there, a bit gritty too, so let's see what that entails. Yeah, not much more to get it up and running. I'm a bit bummed about that, because yeah, like I put the intake valve and that back in, just make sure, you know, oiled it right up. But it goes along with my cheap little Kmart tripod died. One of the legs come out and I couldn't get it back in, but you can't expect much for $16, so just got this little gimbal thing, you know, you can bend the legs around stuff, so it'll have to do for now. So hopefully I'll get onto that this afternoon. carby cleaner, contact cleaner. Start assembling the intake. I'll change the oil. Got the new filter there. Got some drums of oil. I think I might run the 1540. I just found that, even because I've got the 30 weight in the Falcon too, and I don't think it likes it. Like I could run on it, but I don't. Yeah, just doesn't seem. It seems to rattle. The engine's a lot noisier, basically. So I'll throw that 1540 in this to see what it's like, because that's usually what I run in it anyway. Give that flywheel clean up. Check the air gap on the coil, stuff like that. Yeah. Alright, well, I'll scoot over, do these few jobs, grab some cleaning shit, and I'll be back. I reckon I figured out what was going on with my phone. So I just did 2 videos of cleaning this, the carby, then cleaning all the electrical connectors before I forgot to mount the air filter base back on. So it was like 26 minutes of video, and the light, the flash was on, because it is a bit dark in here. I didn't think anything of it. And when I stopped filming just before to go and sort out some washing, I looked at the file size and they were over 5 gig. So the first part of this video is only like 2.2 gig, and I didn't have a flash on. So yeah, I had to change a few settings because my darling youngest daughter must have been ginning around with it as well. And turn the flash off. So there you go. So yeah, I forgot to bolt that on first because it's got 2 screws. So when you've got the carby mounted, you can't get to that screw because it's inside that heat shield mounting area for the ECU. Yeah, I've given all the carby a clean out. Just some cheap shit because I didn't go all the way over town. Gave it all a clean out. Got all that crud off there that you would have seen earlier. Bit weird that it's not dry. It's not as good. It smells like carby cleaner, that carby cleaner smell. It smells like it kind of, but not really. It's weird. I just made sure to give this a good clean out too. I cleaned it out with a mechanic's pick, and it was blocked up a bit. But there's actually a ledge inside, so the hole inside must be very, very small. So when I go to do the air filter setup, whether I get a those PCV air filters you put on cars, whether or not, get a few adapters and just run it to atmosphere, because it's only oil vapor, who gives a shit. Or whether when I go to do the air cleaner, whether I drill this out, or I'll figure something out anyway. I don't know if that would be really helpful, because it's actually quite a noticeable ledge. Like, I couldn't get you can't get the red tube on a can through it, so if I could just get the smallest straight mechanic's pick, will go through it. So yeah. So that side's all clean. Got the heat shield back on. Just nipped them up hand tight. You don't need to swing on them. Same as these two for the engine mount. Like brace, I don't know what it is. So I'll get this air filter base back on, bolt the carby back up because I'm a dumbass, and go from there. Yeah, I don't know how well you can see this, but there's next to no, like, that's the only baffle in it, and there is zero muffling, like your steel wool or your fiberglass packing. So it's basically using the exhaust air cord in here to help muffle the system. So I found a bit of an issue. I'm not going to have enough room to get a flange welded onto that muffler box through this factory hole. I'd probably have to make it larger. So I'm not real sure what to do. I'll take the exhaust over tomorrow to a place and just see if they've got like a, I don't know, like a tapered fitting that, you know, brass fitting that could fit in there just to make this a bit snugger and to stop the exhaust coming back out there. So not real sure what to do with that. I've got it all dummied up and I tried to pencil in a few marks and stuff, but yeah, I think having a flange system is just going to be too much work, too hard. Going to have to cut that out even more, trying to avoid doing too much intensive work on it. So I'll have to come up with another idea, but I'll go and see an exhaust place, see if they can help me out somewhat. So yeah, I'm just going to let this oil drain overnight. No sparkly bits that I can see, which is good. Yeah, I'll let that drain overnight. It's a stupid setup, this. I might try and go back to that hose shed and get like a proper little tap, a bit of hose, so you can just, because otherwise you've got to turn the wheel to lock that over the piano, you know, when you're draining. So let that drain. I'll dump a bit more oil in just to flush that sump out. That's pretty well it for today. Get that exhaust over, talk to a few guys about that. Hopefully should be able to run it tomorrow. We'll catch you later.